I don't think I have emotionally recovered from seeing this movie.
Yeah, I don't think I have
3
either.
days later, I'm still...
3 days later. I went into this movie not really knowing what to expect. Like, I heard Peter Dinklage, and I was like, sign me up. I'm in here for it. I love him. But you had already kind of seen the play.
I am an English literature theater nerd. That was my major in college. So Cyrano, what we're talking about, is obviously it's a celebrated play.
Yes.
For the theater, for the stage, and has been adapted, I would say, a lot. I'm sure there's other Cyrano movies and different ways you can interpret this show, but it is a punch to the gut in multiple ways.
And if you love your modern day like romance movies, this is it, but set way back. I'm thinking like medieval, like times.
I mean,
like
I will say, Peter Dinklage. It's not a far cry from Game of Thrones.
Yes.
Like kind of stylistically. Cyrano is the story of a man who is in love with this beautiful woman, Roxanne. In the play, it's always just kind of written as he's kind of ugly, he's kind of different, maybe he has a big nose, and so he feels like he can't really, she would never love him.
Yeah.
But they connect on like an emotional, spiritual level through writing letters and words, and they're good friends. But she falls in love with this beautiful man who comes in, who is beautiful and kind, but not very smart.
Yes.
And obviously in this movie, the way that they adapt that is with Peter Dinklage, who is very handsome, but he's a little person.
Yes.
So I loved that take on Cyrano's difference.
Absolutely.
Is something that he cannot control at all.
Yeah. He says kind of in the movie is that he doesn't think he's worthy of her love because of how he looks.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I mean, if that's not like society now and like the things that we all go through now, it's like, you could be the best writer of all time or like have a way to swoon somebody with your words, but if you don't look the part, then you'll never be the part.
Or if you think you don't.
Yes, or if you think you don't.
Like,
and it's a confidence thing too.
Yeah.
And the other thing too that I was not expecting going into this movie, there's music. It's a musical.
It's a full-on musical.
Like, it's not like your Les Mis type, they sing the entire movie.
No.
That's not it. But there are a lot of songs in this, like, gut-wrenching songs that will tear your heart out. And it was incredible. Peter can sing.
Oh, yeah.
Christian can sing. Roxanne, obviously, is beautiful. She can sing.
But that, we kind of talked about this, they kind of hid that a little in the trailer. It's not overt in the trailer, like when you're watching to see if you want to see this movie, that it is a musical.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not just saying there's like a couple of songs. Like,
I
they
literally
break out into songs.
I literally looked at Lauren in the middle of the movie and I was like, I didn't know this was a musical. And she was like, yeah, they really hid that from everybody, I think. So I loved it though. I loved that part. I think it gave it extra.
It's very theatrical.
Yeah.
It's very like clearly adapted from a stage play.
Yeah.
The way they talk is very, it's like a step away from Shakespeare.
Yeah.
It's not as like flowery and hard to understand as Shakespeare, but it's like up there with like, we're just saying all the things that we feel all the time. I know we always kind of just like everything that we watch, but this is, I think, a little different than what, we usually go see a little, like lighter stuff. Like, this is
deep.
Some deep, gonna make you sad.
Yeah.
I mean, no happy ending here. I mean, no spoilers that Cyrano has been out there
for a long time.
Forever. No happy ending here, really.
It's not my typical movie like I said, the medieval, like back in the 1800s type times. I'm not really attracted to those type of movies, but this one I would go see again because I just thought the story within itself and the actors, it's just, it's so good. Like, I'm a sucker for romance, and the way with words that Peter Dinklage has to give his love, it's just like, I can't even describe it. It's so good.
If you were like a literature nerd like me and has read Cyrano or seen it before or anything like that, this is a really cool adaptation of the story that has been out there for a long time.
How many love
letters?
I was thinking the same thing. I swear to you, I was just about to say that. Yes. How many love letters would we give this?
I'm gonna give it a 9. It has stayed with me. Like, I still feel like I feel like you and I usually when the movie's over, we'll just like get up and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, that was great. I feel like we kind of sat
We
there
did.
through the credits for a few seconds, being like, oh wow.
Well, the way it ends, it's just like you have to sit there and just think, what did I just watch?
The feeling has stayed with me, and I have thought about wanting to see it again and wanting to listen to the music more. I think that's the sign of a good movie or a good anything that any kind of media you consume. If it makes you think and it makes you still kind of be sitting in the feeling that it gave you.
Yeah.
Man, I'm gonna give it a 9.
Okay, I was thinking I'm gonna give it I'm gonna say an 8.
Yeah.
I would say, because not my favorite love story of all time, but it was really one that I went in thinking one way and came out thinking another. So props for that. Like it really made me enjoy that type of period piece.
Go see it. Maybe.
Cyrano.
Oh,
That was Italian, but you know.
That's close. Bring some tissues.
Yes.
Be prepared to sit in your feelings.
I could hear the girls. There was a few girls in front of us, kind of to the left. I could hear them at the end, like, you know, kind of sniffling a little bit, because I mean, I didn't shed any tears, but I was close to it. I mean, it was, you know, people in there took it hard.
I cried a couple. There's two main moments, and it was there.
Yeah.
I was holding it back. But yeah, go see Cyrano. Go see Peter Dinklage kill it.
Literally kill it.
Ugh.